Hi, it's Ms. Caulflish here to show you how to choose your courses for French immersion at Nantyre Shores. So if you're watching this, you should be either at an elementary school that is Goodfellow or WH Day or Harvest Hills. So those are French immersion programs come to Nantyre for high school. So the way we pick our courses is to do it in My Blueprint, and so you've probably been in My Blueprint before. So as long as you are able to get there to the right login screen, and there's many different ways to do that. I'm going to show you the one way though that most of our Nantyre students go there, just to show you that we have a Nantyre Shores website, and there's a lot of great resources here. In particular, under departments, guidance, we have all kinds of resources pertaining to course selections. But for today, we're actually going to go scroll down a bit, and we're going to go into the student dashboard. So in the student dashboard, there's the most popular apps that as students at Nantyre you will use. And so the one we're going to go in today, as I mentioned, is My Blueprint. So the benefit of clicking on the My Blueprint or on the student dashboard is that it's going to bring you to the Simcoe County login screen for our students. So you're going to get to the right spot. So you're going to click on this green school account login, and you're going to enter your username, which is your school email, and your password, which is your regular password that you use every day to log in at school. So once you do that, then you're going to get into here, which is your dashboard. Okay, so from here, we're going to go over to these lines, and I'm going to click on high school. And so this is what we call the high school planner. Okay, and you may or may not have been in this particular part of My Blueprint before. If you have, perhaps you've already put in your courses for grade 9. You definitely have not submitted them yet though. And maybe even perhaps you've planned ahead for grade 10 and or 11 and maybe to the end of grade 12. And that's great, not necessary, but if you've done that, that's great. But just know that when we do go to submit your courses, that each year the only thing that gets submitted is the next year. So right here. So because you're in grade 8, grade 9 is highlighted in blue and it says next year. So we are going to then start selecting our compulsories. So every student in grade 9 has to take these 5 compulsories: English, math, science, French, and geography. But as French immersion students, you have 2 additional compulsories that you have to take, and that's phys ed and an art credit. Okay, so this particular screencast is specifically for you French immersion students. So I'm going to click into English. Okay, and you'll see that we've actually already filtered these for you. So it's just grade 9 English courses that you're going to see as opposed to every English class that we offer. I'm just going to click this arrow just so that you can see that you can filter by any grade. And our 2 grade 9 English options are the regular grade 9 de-streamed English that most of our students will take. There is a second option, which is grade 9 locally developed English. And this English is mainly for students who are on what's called an IEP, which stands for Individual Education Plan, and they work with a CERT. A CERT stands for Special Education Resource Teacher. And so the majority of you, as I mentioned, will be taking this de-streamed class. So we're going to select that. So when I click on it, it gives me the course description, and I'm going to add that course in. And it's there, right there. I'm going to do the same thing for math next. And I can see here that math actually has 3 options. So similar to English, we have our grade 9 de-streamed math that most of you will take. we have the grade 9 locally developed math, and then we have this third math. It's new this year, and we call it Block M math, but it's also called pre-de-streamed math, and it's exactly then what it sounds like. It's a course that you would take prior to taking this de-streamed math. So it might be someone who really wants to and actually has the overall ability to learn this de-streamed math, but for whatever reason, maybe those math skills aren't quite at the level that would make them successful at this de-streamed level right away in grade 9. So in first semester, you would take this pre-de-streamed math, and that gets you ready to take the actual de-streamed math in second semester. So, most grade 9 students only have to take one math course. If you're doing the pre-de-streamed math prior to the de-streamed math, obviously that's 2 math courses. And so that one extra math class takes the place of an elective credit that you would have been able to take. So I am going to go ahead and select my de-streamed math. And then I'm going to go into science, and again, like English, I have 2 options, my de-streamed and my locally developed. So I'm going to select de-streamed, and it goes. And then for French, okay, this is where you really have to pay attention. So we've got 3 options, right? This core French, which is our regular de-streamed French, and the locally developed. But you are French immersion students, so you are going to select French Immersion French. And just as a note here, if you look at the course code, all French Immersion courses in high school have a U as their last digit. So I am going to select French Immersion because that's what I'm in. There's just one level of that. And then I'm going to click on Geography, and there's just 2 options here, an English geography and a French immersion geography. Because I'm French immersion, obviously, I'm going to select French immersion geography. Okay. Now, if you recall at the beginning of this cast, I said that you were going to have to take 2 additional compulsory classes. And also when we visited you, we showed you, and you were able to write on what I call like your course selection rough draft. I'm going to bring it up here just to show it to you. Here it is, just to remind you what it looks like. Okay, and so there were instructions on here. So here are those 5 compulsory courses that you have to take. And then highlighted in yellow here, right? It says FI students must take either visual art or instrumental music. So that's an art credit, so one of those. And you have to take physical education in French. And so everyone has to take, right? The phys ed, that's over here, is number 1. Okay, and then you see over here, there's the 2 French options highlighted here in art. So you're going to pick either instrumental or visual art as your number 2 choice. Okay, so I'm going to go back into the My Blueprint. So here I'm going to go in and select those. So have that sheet beside you. It just helps you find the right course to make sure you're going to get into the course that you want. So I know that it was, let's do that phys ed first. So I'm already filtered here for grade 9. I'm going to scroll down to health and physical education. And there's 4 different options here. So again, I'm looking for the one that says French immersion, right? And there's that U at the end. So I'm going to select that one. I'm going to add it in. And then I'm going to pick an art. So my options for art, so I have grade 9 filtered already, and I'm going to go into art. Now there's quite a few art options for grade 9, so I want to make sure that I get the French immersion options. So here's the instrumental music, and here's the visual art So just one or the other. If you were interested in taking both art and instrumental music, you can do that, but only one of them can be in French. So for example, I'm going to maybe pick my art in French, but maybe I still want to take instrumental music. Then I can go in again, grade 9, I'm going to go into the art, and I'm going to find the English instrumental music. And there it is right there. And I'm going to put that in. Okay? You don't have to take 2 arts, but if you wanted to take both those particular arts, I just wanted to show you that you could only take one of them in French immersion. And again, if I have put something in here that's the wrong level or just the wrong choice of elective, I can always click on these 3 dots and just delete. Because I also know that in grade 9 or 10, doesn't have to be in grade 9, but 9 or 10, I have to take a tech credit. So let's just look at those tech options. So I've got filtered for grade 9, and I'm going to scroll down to see the grade 9 technology education courses. So I've got 3 options here. The first one is called Block C, and it is a course that is half computer technology, half communication technology. Block D, half design technology, half construction technology. And this TXJ, which is a full semester credit in hairstyling and aesthetics. So I'm going to maybe pick design technology and construction, and I'm going to add that in. Okay, and so you might think you're done, but if you went to submit right now, it would tell you that you can't. So I have to pick in alternates, and trust me, it's to your benefit, because if I can't get you one of these top 3 elective choices, or really for French immersion students, if it's this top 1 here, right, because you already have to take the art and the phys ed, is that I'm going to look to your alternates, right? And if there was nothing there, then I would be picking something out of the blue. For technology, students in grade 9 and 10 can only take, or students in grade 9, I should say, could only take 1 technology, just because, as I mentioned, everyone in grade 9 or 10 has to take a tech, and we have limited spots in our tech classrooms. And so, you know, if you're like, well, if I don't get this design tech, I might not get a tech. So it's fine to put tech as an alternate. So when you click into your alternates, you'll notice over here that there's no filters. Okay, so if I clicked on tech, I get a lot of options. So it's to your benefit to filter and then go to the department. So again, here are those 3 options. I don't want to select the one I've already selected. That does not increase my chances of getting that tech. I'm going to select a different one. And it goes. And as I say, you don't have to do that, but you are welcome to do that for the tech. And I need another alternate. Also, when guidance visited, we talked about, and we showed you on the sheet, I'm just going to bring it back up, that on here under electives, there's a few electives here, 3 in particular, that are grade 10 electives. But these electives don't have a prerequisite, so you can take them. You have enough knowledge to take them. The other one I wanted to point out that wasn't, it's just a new one we added, that wasn't here in November when you were visiting us, is guitar for grade 9 students, and that's here. But here's the 3 grade 10 options, this launching and leading business. Over here, there's a social science that's called clothing. And here's a digital technology under computer studies right here. So maybe you're really interested in the clothing. Okay, so just note that if it's a grade 10 course that you're looking to find in my blueprint, okay, then filter by grade 10, and that was under social science. And so I'm going to scroll down What are my options in grade 10 social science? There's the clothing right there. And I'm going to put it in. Okay, so now I have my 8 definites, my 2 alternates. I'm ready to submit. Gone over it, and they're all grade 9. They're all the levels I want. I'm going to click this blue button, Review Course Selections. All right, and this is where I'm looking, just double checking that I have everything I need. There's my 4 French immersion courses, my tech. Excellent. So once I'm ready to submit, I'm going to click this green button. Until you're really ready, don't click it, because once you click it, you can't go back in and change your options without contacting me. So it's not that you can't do it, but you'd have to send me an email and I'd have to resubmit for you so that you could get in there again. So once I click on that green button, then you're going to see this parent guardian approval comes up. And so I'm going to put my parent email in here. And send approval email. And so what that does is send an email directly to my parents. They're going to be able to see the courses I picked for grade 9, and they're going to be able to approve my submission. Okay, so basically then you're done. What you need to do after you've submitted is we're going to go back to this sheet that we worked on when we visited, and you're going to get a parent to sign it, and you're going to sign it. And this is the sheet that you're going to bring back to your teacher with the signatures, and that's going to tell your teacher that you've submitted your courses in my blueprint. Okay. And just one last thing to show you, whoops, is that if you click on this little print button, if you want anyway, you don't have to do this because you can go into my blueprint at any time and look at your courses to review that. But if you wanted to print something for your records, then obviously you can go ahead and print. I'm just going to cancel this print here so you can see what this course selection, what we call sign-off sheet, looks like. So it's all the courses that you picked and shows the requirements that they're fulfilling for your high school diploma. Okay, so that's it. Congratulations on being done. We'll see you soon.